It's very common to see like chronic fatigue syndrome type tiredness going on when someone has this issue. What goes on is the body really likes to create energy through what's called cellular respiration. And in order to create energy that way, oxygen is needed to make that process work. But for a wide variety of reasons, sometimes we just don't have oxygen at the right place to make this happen. So the body has this backup plan that it can create energy through fermentation when there's no oxygen available. So this process, the body doesn't create as much energy. It can create a lot more energy this way, but at least it has a backup plan. And we know that when we exhale carbon dioxide. So that's a pretty easy way for the body to get rid of the exhaust that comes from creating energy this way. But when the body has to create energy through fermentation, the byproduct of that is lactic acid, and that can be harder for the body to get rid of. What's going on with this issue is it's usually a case where lactic acid is accumulating and changing the pH of that interstitial fluid, kind of the fluid around all the tissues and the cells in your muscles and such. And as that lactic acid accumulates, that acidity is basically like frying nerve endings, and it just creates a lot of pain. So we're looking at an accumulation of lactic acid in most cases, and the reason that the lactic acid is usually accumulating is because the body is creating energy through this fermentation process most of the time. It's not using this cellular respiration like it should. And when it's doing this most of the time, then a lot more lactic acid is accumulating faster than the body can really get rid of it. So this happens usually because there's this oxygen utilization problem where maybe a doctor will put a pulse oximeter on your finger and say, oh man, your oxygen's great. The problem is that the oxygen can't get down to the tissues where it needs to be.